Good morning, everyone. So, my name is Maggie or Maggie. So I'm just here to share my story real quickly with you guys. So my parents came to this country, our home, the U.S., in 1990 when my mother was pregnant with me. And when they were supposed to go back, they came to visit, and they were supposed to go back, but there was a war, so they were unable to go back. And they became undocumented because they had to overstay their visas. So my parents decided to just stay here. They were like, this is a great opportunity to have our kids, raise our kids, start a family. This is a land of opportunity, and so we're going to continue. Sorry, I'm really nervous, guys. Yeah. So after 4 years, all of my siblings are American citizens. My mother is also an American citizen now. My father is undocumented. We grew up in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, and we lived here our whole lives. This is the only home we know, the only culture we know. And so when I was 15 years old, my father was incarcerated because of his, immigration status. And so this tore our family apart. Like, my mother has never worked in her life. She was always a stay-at-home mom, made sure she cleaned the house, cooked for us, made sure we did our homework, everything. And so she didn't know what to do. We didn't know what to do. And so she had to go out and she had to work to keep, food on the table and a roof over our heads, like literally. So when I was 18 years old, my father, he had been fighting his case because he wanted to stay here and keep our family together. But he kind of, not lost hope, but he decided that he should just go back so that it can be easier, so that at least he's not in jail for so many years, because he was there for over almost 4 years. So when I was 18, he went to Jordan, and my mom decided that maybe it would be a good idea for us to move there. So she moved me and my sisters. We went there, and it was horrible. It was as if you're like talking to a stranger. We learned to grow up without a father, and it was kind of weird because it was like, this guy who you knew your whole life, you no longer know anymore, your personalities change, all these different things. And it's like you're talking to a stranger and you're living in your own home, and everything is awkward, and it's just like, okay, this guy is different, And my youngest sister, she was 9, and she doesn't recall being raised by my father, and she just talks to him like she talks to anyone else. It's just like, oh, he's a cool dude, like, she doesn't really know him well. And so, we had so much trouble because the colleges wouldn't accept us. Our high school degrees were not valid there. My sister didn't speak any Arabic, so she couldn't go to any of the schools, and we had to send her to a $10,000 private school per semester for high school. And it was a horrible, it was very it was a crazy experience. I can't even begin to explain it in words, how awkward it was. It was hard. It was a different language, different culture, different people, different country. We didn't know anything. And so we tried, and then it didn't work out, so we had to come back. And so till now, I'm almost 23, and since I was 15, I've been living without my father. We kind of never really had a male role model, father figure. My mother is still a single mother. She's still working, and it's a struggle every single day. And so this is why immigration reform is important, to keep our families together. Thanks.